The rain pounded against the windshield like 1,000 accusations as Sarah's mother gripped the steering wheel, her knuckles white. At 16, Sarah had confessed her feelings for her best friend Emily over dinner, expecting understanding, but instead, her mother's face twisted into something unrecognizable. Rage mixed with holy terror. "You're not my daughter anymore," she spat, dragging Sarah to the car and driving straight to St. Michael's Church, shoving her out into the storm with nothing but a backpack and the words, "God will fix you or forget you." Sarah stumbled up the stone steps, soaked and shivering, pounding on the heavy oak doors until they creaked open. Reverend Elena Vasquez, a woman in her 40s with kind eyes and a calm presence, stood there, her clerical collar peeking from under a simple sweater. "Child, what's happened?" she asked, pulling Sarah inside without hesitation. As Sarah collapsed into sobs, spilling her story, Elena listened, her heart aching for the girl abandoned by the very person meant to protect her. That night, Elena made a decision that would change both their lives. She offered Sarah a home in the parsonage, vowing to raise her as her own. In the weeks that followed, Sarah navigated the shock of her new reality. The church became her sanctuary, but whispers from the congregation stung like barbs. "Poor thing, thrown out for her sins," they'd murmur during services, their pity laced with judgment. Elena shielded her as best she could, enrolling her in a local high school under her guardianship and introducing her to therapy sessions funded by church donations. But the internal storm raged on. Sarah questioned everything: her identity, her worth, God's love. Why would a loving parent abandon their child? Why did society brand her love as wrong? Elena's own past echoed Sarah's pain. As a young Latina woman in a conservative family, she had hidden her attraction to women for years, channeling it into her calling as a pastor. She married a man to fit the mold, but after his death in a car accident, she chose celibacy and service, never fully embracing her truth. Raising Sarah forced Elena to confront her own suppressed feelings. "We're all broken in some way," she'd tell Sarah during late-night talks over herbal tea. "But love isn't a sin. It's the light that heals." Sarah's high school years were a battlefield. Bullies targeted her after rumors spread, calling her slurs in the hallways. One day, a group cornered her in the locker room, shoving her against the wall. "Freak," they sneered. Sarah fought back tears, remembering Elena's words. "Stand tall, mi hija. Your strength is your shield." She reported it, but the school's response was tepid. A warning, nothing more. The incident deepened her resolve. She joined the GSA club, advocating for LGBTQ rights, her voice growing stronger. At home, Elena balanced her pastoral duties with motherhood. Sundays were sermons on compassion, but Mondays brought calls from concerned parishioners. "Reverend, is it wise to harbor someone like her?" they'd ask, veiled threats to withhold ties. Elena stood firm, her sermons subtly shifting toward inclusion. "Judge not, lest ye be judged," she'd preach, her eyes meeting Sarah's in the pews. Yet, doubt crept in: was she enabling sin or fulfilling her divine purpose? As Sarah turned 18, she applied to colleges, dreaming of studying psychology to help others like her. Elena beamed with pride, but a letter from Sarah's biological mother shattered the peace. "I regret nothing," it read. "You've poisoned her further." Sarah crumpled it, rage boiling over. "How can she say that?" she yelled. Elena held her, whispering, "Forgiveness is a choice, but so is moving forward." That night, Sarah decided to cut all ties, focusing on her future. College brought freedom and challenges. At NYU, Sarah immersed herself in studies, joining queer support groups. She met Ren, a fellow student with a sharp wit and infectious laugh, their friendship blooming into something more. Late-night study sessions turned into stolen kisses, but Sarah hesitated, flashbacks of abandonment haunting her. "What if I'm not worth it?" she'd confide to Elena over phone calls. Elena, meanwhile, faced her own crisis. A church elder discovered her old journals hinting at her orientation, sparking a scandal. "We can't have a pastor who's unnatural," he declared in a board meeting. Elena defended herself. "My personal life doesn't define my faith." But the pressure mounted, members leaving in droves. She confided in Sarah. "I thought I could hide forever, but raising you showed me the cost of silence." Sarah returned home for break, finding Elena weary but resolute. "We fight together," Sarah said, hugging her. Their bond, forged in abandonment, became a beacon. But as Sarah's relationship with Ren deepened, new conflicts arose. Ren's family was accepting, highlighting Sarah's loss. Why can't I have that? Sarah wondered, jealousy festering. One evening, Ren proposed a weekend getaway, but Sarah panicked, pulling away. I'm not ready, she admitted, fearing commitment meant vulnerability. Ren understood, but the distance grew. Back at church, Elena's position hung by a thread. She considered resigning. For you I'd do anything, she told Sarah. The weight of choices pressed on them both. What price would they pay for authenticity? The board meeting loomed like a storm cloud over St. Michael's. Elena sat at the head of the table, her hands folded calmly, but inside turmoil churned. The elders, mostly older men with stern faces, presented their ultimatum. Renounce any deviant leanings or step down. The Bible is clear, one said, quoting Leviticus. Elena countered with passages on love and grace, her voice steady. If we turn away the marginalized, what church are we? The vote was split, but she retained her position barely. Victory tasted bitter. Friendships fractured, attendance dipped. Sarah, back at NYU, threw herself into activism. She organized rallies for marriage equality, her speeches drawing crowds. Ren stood by her side, their relationship mending slowly. But doubts lingered. What if loving you costs me everything like it did my mom? Sarah confessed one night, lying in Ren's dorm. Ren, with her optimistic spirit, replied, then we build something new. Their first real date, a picnic in Central Park, felt like a rebirth, laughter easing old wounds. News of Elena's ordeal reached Sarah via a frantic call. They're pushing me out, Elena said, voice cracking. Sarah rushed home, arriving to find the parsonage tense. This is my fault, Sarah lamented. If you hadn't taken me in. Elena silenced her. You saved me, Sarah. You made me face myself. Together they strategized. Elena would start an inclusive ministry program, inviting LGBTQ members to share stories. The program's launch was electric. Sarah spoke first, recounting her abandonment, tears flowing. Love isn't a choice, it's who we are. Applause erupted, but not everyone approved. A vocal opponent, Mrs. Hargrove, a longtime member and Sarah's biological mother's friend, stood up. This is blasphemy, she shouted, storming out. Whispers followed, boycotts threatened, funding cut. Back at school, Sarah's grades slipped as stress mounted. Ren noticed, urging therapy. You can't carry the world alone. Sarah resisted at first, pride blocking the way, but eventually agreed. Sessions unearthed buried anger. At her mother, at society, at God. Why me, she'd rage. The therapist guided her toward acceptance. Pain shapes us but doesn't define us. Elena's ministry gained traction online, videos going viral. Support poured in from progressive allies, but so did hate mail. One letter, anonymous, threatened exposure of Elena's past. We know your secrets, it read. Elena confided in Sarah. I loved a woman once in seminary. We ended it to serve God. Sarah's eyes widened. You're like me. Elena nodded, relief washing over her. Hiding it nearly destroyed me. This revelation deepened their bond, but sparked Sarah's internal conflict. Was Elena's celibacy a sacrifice or self-denial? You deserve happiness, Sarah urged. Elena smiled sadly. My calling comes first. The tension escalated when Ren visited for Thanksgiving. The dinner was warm, but underlying currents swirled. Ren, sensing Elena's struggle, asked privately, Have you ever loved freely? Elena evaded, but the question lingered. A betrayal hit hard. An elder leaked Elena's journals to the local paper. Headlines screamed. Lesbian pastor leading flock astray? Protests formed outside the church, signs waving repent or resign. Elena faced the congregation, voice firm. I am who God made me. If that's not enough, so be it. Half walked out, the rest stayed, clapping. Sarah, furious, confronted the elder. You destroyed her for what? Power. He sneered. For purity. The fallout was swift. Elena suspended pending review. Sarah felt helpless, her world crumbling again. I can't lose you too, she told Elena. They huddled, planning an appeal to the diocese. Meanwhile, Ren's patience waned. You're always fighting someone else's battle, she said during a heated argument. Sarah snapped. Because no one fought for me. The words hung heavy, pushing Ren away. I need space, Ren said, leaving Sarah alone with her regrets. Elena's hearing was grueling. Testimonies poured in. Supporters praised her compassion. Detractors decried her lifestyle. Sarah testified last, her voice breaking. She saved my life when my own mother wouldn't. The bishop ruled in Elena's favor, citing evolving church views on inclusion. Relief flooded them, but scars remained. Trust shattered, community divided. As Christmas approached, Sarah reflected on her choices. Reconciling with Ren meant vulnerability. Supporting Elena meant ongoing battles. A surprise visit from her biological mother upended everything. I saw the news, she said stiffly at the door. I was wrong. Sarah's heart raced. Forgiveness or rejection? She chose caution. Words aren't enough. The encounter stirred old pains, forcing Sarah to question. Could people truly change? The new year brought tentative peace, but undercurrents of unrest simmered. Elena reinstated, focused on rebuilding the church. She expanded the ministry, partnering with local LGBTQ centers. Sarah, back at NYU, mended fences with Ren over coffee dates and honest talks. I'm scared of losing you, Sarah admitted. Ren squeezed her hand. Then don't push me away. Their relationship strengthened, but Sarah's activism intensified, drawing her into larger protests. One rally turned chaotic, counter-protesters clashed, police intervening with force. Sarah got arrested for disorderly conduct, spending a night in jail. Elena bailed her out, worry etched on her face. This path is dangerous, she warned. Sarah retorted. Silence is more dangerous. The incident made headlines, painting Sarah as a radical. Job offers for internships dried up. Friends distanced themselves. Elena's health faltered under stress, migraines, fatigue. Doctors diagnosed anxiety disorder. You need to slow down, Sarah urged during a visit. Elena laughed weakly. Pot, meet kettle. But privately, Elena grappled with her identity. A chance encounter with an old seminary friend, Maria, now openly gay and married, stirred long-buried feelings. You could have this too, Maria said over lunch. Elena deflected, but doubt seeded. Sarah graduated with honors, landing a counseling internship at a youth center. Her first client, a teen named Jamie, mirrored her past, kicked out for being trans. My parents said I'm dead to them, Jamie sobbed. Sarah guided them through resources, but the emotional toll hit hard. Flashbacks assaulted her. The church steps, the rain. Am I strong enough? She confided to Ren. Ren proposed moving in together post-graduation. Let's build our life. Sarah hesitated, fears resurfacing. What if family rejects us? Ren's parents were supportive, hosting dinners where Sarah felt like an outsider. Envy brewed. Why couldn't she have that acceptance? A family reunion for Ren highlighted the divide. Relatives welcomed Sarah warmly, but she overheard a cousin's whisper. She's from that broken home. It stung, triggering a meltdown. I don't belong here, she told Ren later, tears streaming. Ren held her. You belong with me. Back home, Elena's secret weighed heavier. Maria persisted, inviting her to events. One night, Elena attended a support group, sharing her story anonymously. I gave up love for duty. Tears flowed, catharsis followed. But guilt gnawed. Was she betraying her vows? The church faced another blow. A lawsuit from former members claiming deception. Elena lawyered up, costs mounting. Sarah helped fundraise, but resentment built. Why fight for people who hate us? She asked Elena. Because hate thrives in darkness, Elena replied. Their debates grew heated, exposing cracks. Sarah's work at the center intensified. Jamie's parents reached out, wanting reconciliation. Sarah facilitated a meeting, tensions high. We love you, but not this, the father said. Jamie stood firm. Then you don't love me. The session ended in stalemate, mirroring Sarah's own unresolved pain. Inspired, Sarah tracked down her mother. A tense coffee meet. Why? Sarah demanded. Her mother, aged and regretful, explained. Fear. I thought I was saving your soul. Sarah absorbed it, anger softening to pity. You lost a daughter. No hugs, but a door cracked open. Elena's internal war peaked. She confessed to Sarah. I think I'm ready to live truthfully. Sarah encouraged her. You deserve love. Elena dated Maria tentatively, keeping it private. Joy flickered but fear loomed. Discovery could end her career. A betrayal shattered the fragile balance. A church volunteer eavesdropping outed Elena to the board. Chaos ensued. Emergency meeting, demands for resignation. Elena fought back. My private life is mine. But votes swung against her. We can't risk the scandal, they said. Sarah rushed to support, finding Elena packing. Don't give up. But Elena was broken. Maybe it's time. Sarah felt fury at the church, at society. They don't deserve you. In a moment of desperation, Sarah leaked the story to media, framing it as discrimination. Backlash was swift. Support rallied, but so did hate. Ren, caught in the crossfire, issued an ultimatum. Your fights are consuming you. Choose us or the war. Sarah wavered, the price of activism clear. Elena, reinstated amid public pressure, urged balance. Love requires sacrifice, but not self-destruction. As spring bloomed, Sarah reflected on damages. Strained relationships, emotional scars. A surprise from her mother. A letter of apology, offering therapy together. Hope sparked, but trust was fragile. Elena and Maria's relationship deepened. Elena stepping down voluntarily to start a new inclusive church. Freedom at last, she said. Sarah proposed to Ren, ring in hand. I'm ready. Acceptance brought tears. But shadows lingered. What if history repeated? The wedding planning was a whirlwind of joy and anxiety. Sarah and Ren chose a simple ceremony in a park, inviting close friends and Elena. But inviting her biological mother? Sarah agonized. She hurt me deeply, she told Elena. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, Elena advised. Ultimately, Sarah extended the olive branch, her mother accepting hesitantly. Elena's new church, Grace Haven, flourished in a rented space, drawing diverse crowds. Maria by her side, Elena preached unapologetically. Love is God's greatest gift. But old wounds festered. Former colleagues shunned her, labeling her a heretic. Elena pushed through, her resilience inspiring Sarah. At work, Sarah advanced to full-time counselor, helping more youth. One case, a girl named Lila abandoned like her, hit close. I hate my parents, Lila vented. Sarah shared her story selectively. Hate poisons you. Find your path. Lila improved, but Sarah burned out, nightmares returning. Ren noticed the strain. We're supposed to be happy, she said during a planning session. Sarah snapped. Happiness isn't easy for people like us. The argument escalated, old fears surfacing. What if you leave me like my mom? Ren reassured, but seeds of doubt grew. The rehearsal dinner was tense. Sarah's mother arrived, awkward exchanges flowing. I'm proud of you, she said softly. Sarah nodded, emotions swirling. Elena pulled her aside. This is your choice, embrace or release. Sarah chose tentative reconciliation, a hug sealing it. But betrayal struck again. A tabloid, tipped off, published Elena's story with salacious twists. Fallen pastor seduces flock. Protests targeted Grace Haven. Vandalism shattering windows. Elena despaired. Why can't they let us be? Sarah rallied supporters, organizing a vigil. We won't be silenced. The wedding day dawned bright. Vows exchanged under blooming trees, tears of joy. But as they danced, Sarah's mother approached. I was wrong about everything. Genuine remorse shone through. Sarah forgave, a weight lifting. Post-honeymoon reality bit. Ren's job transferred her to Chicago. Sarah faced a choice, move or stay. My work is here, Sarah argued. Ren pleaded. Our life is together. The decision tore at her. Sacrifice career for love? Elena's church faced closure threats from zoning issues, suspected sabotage. Fight or fold? Maria asked. Elena chose fight, suing for discrimination. Sarah testified, exposing systemic bias. Victory came, but exhaustion followed. Sarah's mother relapsed into old views during a visit. Marriage should be traditional, she muttered. Sarah confronted. Then leave. The fallout, estrangement anew, devastated her. Why try? She cried to Ren. Ren's patience snapped. You're addicted to pain. A separation loomed, Sarah moving out temporarily. Alone, she reflected. Choices defined her: abandonment, activism, love. Therapy resumed, unpacking layers. Reconciliation with Ren came slowly, couples counseling bridging gaps. I choose us, Sarah vowed. They compromised. Sarah transferred jobs to Chicago. Elena's health scare. A mild heart attack jolted everyone. Stress did this, doctors said. Maria urged retirement, but Elena persisted. My work isn't done. In Chicago, Sarah adapted, starting a new center branch. Success followed, but homesickness hit. A call from Elena. Come visit. We miss you. The trip revealed changes. Grace Haven thriving, Elena happier. But a final twist. Sarah's mother, diagnosed with cancer, reached out. I need you. Sarah wavered, duty versus self-preservation. She doesn't deserve it, Ren said. Elena counseled. Mercy heals the giver too. Sarah visited, caregiving through treatments. Conversations deepened, regrets aired. I feared losing you to hell, her mother confessed. Sarah replied. You lost me to hate. Forgiveness emerged, fragile but real. As her mother recovered, Sarah returned to Chicago transformed. Elena retired, passing the torch. You've saved so many, including me, she told Sarah. Life stabilized. Marriage strong, career fulfilling. But reflections lingered. What if different choices? Settled in Chicago, Sarah and Ren built a home filled with laughter and routine. Sarah's counseling practice specialized in LGBTQ youth, her experiences fueling empathy. You've come far, Ren said one evening, clinking wine glasses. Sarah smiled, but shadows of past battles flickered in her eyes. At what cost? Elena's retirement brought travel with Maria. Postcards arriving regularly. Living my truth at last, one read. Sarah visited often, their bond unbreakable. You raised me to fight, Sarah said during a walk. Elena nodded. And to love. Sarah's mother, in remission, maintained contact. Weekly calls evolved into visits. I'm learning, she admitted, attending a Pride event tentatively. Change was slow but evident. Sarah marveled. People can evolve. A new challenge arose at work. A high-profile case involving a politician's daughter outed publicly. Media frenzy ensued, pressure mounting. Sarah advocated fiercely, but threats arrived. Emails, calls. Back off or else. Fear gripped her, echoing old vulnerabilities. Ren worried. Is it worth the risk? Sarah pondered, the moral dilemma sharp. Protect herself or stand for justice. She chose the latter, testifying in court. Victory came, the girl protected, but backlash hit. Clinic funding cut, protests outside. Personal toll mounted. Ren miscarried after IVF attempts, grief consuming them. Why us? Sarah raged at the universe. Therapy helped, but blame crept in. My stress caused this, Sarah whispered. Ren reassured. We face it together. Elena's advice over video. Tragedy tests us. Let it strengthen, not break. Inspired, they adopted a baby girl named Hope. Parenthood shifted priorities, softening edges. Years passed. Hope grew into a curious toddler. Sarah reflected on her journey. Abandonment forged resilience. Elena's guidance illuminated paths. At a family gathering, Sarah's mother held Hope, tears in her eyes. I almost missed this. A reunion at Grace Haven celebrated Elena's legacy. Speeches flowed, Sarah's last. From discarded to deliverer, that's the power of chosen family. Applause thundered. But doubts persisted. Had Sarah's choices been right? Activism saved lives but scarred her own. Forgiveness mended but didn't erase pain. As Hope slept one night, Sarah and Ren talked. Would you change anything? Ren asked. Sarah paused. No. It led here. The story circled back to core questions. Love versus duty, forgiveness versus justice. Elena, now frail, shared her final wisdom. Life's about the prices we pay, and what we gain. In quiet moments, Sarah pondered the ethics. Was abandoning a child ever justifiable? Did societal pressure excuse betrayal? Her life's tapestry wove these threads. Each decision a knot of consequence. The end came not in resolution, but in ongoing struggle. Hope's innocent questions. Why two mommies? Sparked new dialogues. Sarah answered truthfully, planting seeds of acceptance. Ultimately, redemption wasn't a destination, but a daily choice. Elena passed peacefully, her funeral a testament to impact. Sarah eulogized. She saved me to save others. Life moved forward, but the heart's debates endured. Was it right to forgive those who wound us deeply? Or does true justice demand accountability?